Welcome to the Dakota Family. My name is Jason.
This is Wendy.
And Wendy has discovered a research study that she'd like to share with you. A brief thing that I want to say to lead up to this is that new parents and parents and babies, if you notice your child is missing milestones, go through your pediatrician first and make sure you're with parents as teachers, because I think that's nationwide. And then hopefully they can refer you to the first steps and get you speech, occupational physical therapy, whatever your child needs. It's very important that you do that. That's part of early intervention. Now that you got that early intervention, there's a next step to it, and that can be a long process. And my wife has discovered this research study, and we sure wish we'd known it when we were having this problem with Dakota, diagnosing him. So let me start by asking my wife a question. What did you discover that was so interesting for you? And mind you, we are not going to say the scientific terms because, one, we're not educated in the medical field, but we'll paraphrase it, okay? So here's my wife. What did you learn from this research, and what made you so excited about this?
What I learned was that they've come up with a screening tool to be effective on how long and how short of a time a waiting list can be to get a diagnosis for autism. And it says it usually takes typically about 13 months to get a proper diagnosis of autism.
Why is that so important to shorten that up?
Because it's a long waiting list, because there's too many people and not enough places to go to get a diagnosis on autism. So the little bit of places they have a long waiting list.
Okay, if we shorten, while they're trying to find ways to shorten the waiting list. If we shorten the waiting list, that means it would be a faster time to get them into treatment, right?
Yes.
All right. What did you discover about this research? What tool can they use now?
They have found a smartphone app that they have parents download, and they do is they end up having the parents take videos of their children, and they have them do like different prompts on the apps, and they can send it into the trained technicians to look over that, along with a parent has to also do a questionnaire. And they found that if they use these two tools, they can better identify who will be at higher risk of having the autism diagnosis, and then with the other ones they can send them to other resource tools, places that can help them, and that will shorten up the waiting time of getting a diagnosis.
Oh.
They're weeding out the ones that are not so, that don't really need it, but not as for like a severe autistic kid. The ones that are not so severe, they'll send them to other places where they can get better treatment.
And oftentimes these children are in early childhood, which is a special education for preschool kids, don't they send a similar type questionnaire to the teacher if they're in there, or with it wherever they're at, to that education provider? I think they do, because that's what they did with ours.
Yeah.
And so along with that and what they're doing, that will provide a better, a shorter time period for diagnosed, hopefully. What did they found?
This study they did, they end up screening 225 children from the ages of 18 months to 6 years. They were on the Thompson Center Autism Diagnostic Clinic wait list, and what they came out, this tool that they've been using, they've accurately identified children with a risk of autism 71% of the time. So that is, I think, in my opinion, that's pretty good.
That's at least 150 kids that got diagnosed accurately. And you know what? With this tool, it's only going to improve as they improve the science and knowledge on how to dial in this tool. So that is a good percentage.
And I also want to say that it's when we had to go through it, it was a very long waiting process.
Stressful.
And very stressful waiting on a diagnosis, because it's very important to get this, because if you don't have the diagnosis, you can't get the proper treatment and resources for your child.
And in the meantime, and we covered this in previous videos, but since there's people new to our channel and people that are expecting, the first time you see something, a child, this is a milestone. If they come out with a birth defect and you have a history of birth defects in your family, get genetic testing, especially if they got birth defects. Get them referred to occupational speech or physical therapy. If they're having problems swallowing, they need speech, because that will help them to swallow. And they need physical therapy for if they can't hold their head or whatever. Whatever milestone they're missing, you need to go ahead and get that done through your pediatrician, because it'll be faster than going through parent as teacher, because it takes them a while. They like to wait a long period of time before you get referred to early first steps, which is also a good program. I advise you to go to that program. I advise you to go through that way while you're waiting on this diagnosis.
Yeah.
So, to summarize what you've learned, what was the most exciting part of that study?
That they're able to properly diagnose a child with autism, and have it go faster than what it takes, instead of waiting 13 months or longer. It'll be a shorter time. So the reason why it's so exciting is because the faster the intervention, the faster diagnosis of it, the faster you can get them in treatment that's related to autism. And get all the help you can get, because like I said before, without the diagnosis of autism, there's pretty much nothing you can do except for do early intervention and do occupational and speech and physical therapy for them until you get a diagnosis. And remember, new parents or expectant parents, you are that child's advocate. If you feel like it's, you're the one that lives with the baby 24/7. If you feel like the baby is not progressing well, then you need to just say, hey, I need a second opinion. I need to go up and talk to these people. I need to get neurological testing, which means maybe
MRI on the brain or a CAT scan on the physical development of your baby. And also maybe a genetic testing if you have a history of birth defects in your family. I implore you to do that. But this study is exciting because this is for those people that are waiting for that diagnosis, that have already done all that.
Mm-hmm.
And Wendy, I applaud you for finding that and sharing that with me. I've learned something new all the time. Is there anything else you want to say about this study now that we've done this video?
No. But I do want to say that I would also like to point out, if you have any places in your area that you can go to for autism studies, please do so, because it does help with doctors and providers, and help with more treatments and research on autism. If you can go to your local autism mental health provider, or your physician, and you can probably get more information about different studies. Sometimes even your local hospitals that can probably send you into different places that do studies. We'll probably be talking more about this kind of stuff in a later video, so stay tuned on that. If you are watching this video, if you have any questions or anything you would like to ask us, just comment in the video and all that. And if you're new to our channel, press the subscribe button. If you like what you're seeing, press that like button, and you can also make sure you share this video, because I do want this to get out so other parents that are waiting for, or getting ready to start the diagnosing process, that they can see that what this research has done and study, and what they're doing to shorten up that long list to get that diagnosis for your child. So until then, we'll talk to you later. And if you have anything to say?
I would just say that I agree with everything my wife says, because I'm married to her. Talk to you later.
Alright, bye.